Well, my name is Buju, and all of us here are from the community of Newtown, aka Harlem.
So this is not a political group?
No, not by a long shot.
This is not a political.
Not by a long shot.
By a long shot.
This is a group
nothing to do with that.
for Dominica and all about Dominica. That we are Dominica. That true. We are Dominica.
The future of the culture, our youths and them. All of us are youths.
We are the first generation from independence, and we'd like to see prosperity that we expected in Dominica from independence to materialize. And at the present moment, the dream that Dominica was is not materializing. It is being destroyed. So we took a stand.
Rapidly
to where? No fear.
And we are determined to see everything go as it's supposed to go. Fair and square.
Fear.
Yeah, we determined.
I'm not giving up.
Our future, the future of the country depends on that. We need to get that straight right now. If we left it in the hands of the politicians and it's not working. So we decide now we have to do something before it gets too late. So that's why it is right now.
None of us didn't expect to be at the forefront for electoral reform, trying to change the place and move the place forward. But it have a time in life that every man have to take a stand for the right thing. And we, as young people in Dominica, have decided enough is enough, and we are going to take a stand for country, not party, not politics, not labor, not freedom, but for Dominica. And we need you people to understand, This is a non-political battle. This is the battle for freedom of Dominica from its new slavery.
Our movement is just a movement of people of God,
Righteousness.
people of Jah, just truth and righteousness. If you raise up in truth and righteousness, and you raise up in a religious nation where we know right from wrong, we should always stand for where we know right is right and wrong is wrong. So we can always have peace in the nation. Anytime you don't have justice, you will never find peace. So we always have to stand for justice so we can always live peacefully tomorrow, because if we just sit down and let everything go by, not just only we that are going to feel the pressure, there are going to be generation upon generation to come that are going to be in the same situation and somebody going to be blamed for it.
It's going to be chaos.
We cannot afford to just let it pass by. If we don't take a stand, our fathers of before never take a stand like this. But they send us to school to educate us, because the level of education that we have now, some of us, our parents of before, they didn't even have that level of education.
Yeah, and you look at the situation itself. I mean, it's not, them thing is not situation that just come up, arise, no. It's because of the whole social structure, the whole socio-economical environment, it just
collapsed.
Just creep up in
process. And then living in a community where is like, there is no future, no hope. Little youths coming from school. What is there for them?
Nothing.
Go and sell drugs on the block.
That's all it is.
Go and resell life, make back dog or what look. Don't think you're making sense. We cannot continue in them, their generation deteriorating like that. You have to take a stand. Check. And the stand is to get them politicians to put themselves together and know, well, it's either you deal with the people and fix the economy, fix the vibes, get opportunity for people, create market. If only cannot do it, man can come, create their own work, but you have to create the environment. And right now, it's like, there's no environment, there's nothing. All the scene in the environment around us is deterioration and we check both physically, mentally, people, spiritually. Yeah man, on all levels, you check.
Well, right now is right now we're in the heat of the election. And the way it is it's not fair the way it's going on, where you have two groups vying for management of the island that belongs to us. So it's like our company, you understand me? And you have two groups who want to manage a company. And one group is controlling the game, you understand? Making the rules. And the other one, you know what I mean? So we feel that we the people have to intervene now to put it straight. make them fear. I'm a man involved in sports, and it's all about fair play and sportsmanship. You understand? So what we'll want is the right way. The people are asking for reform, electoral reform, and they're asking for voters' ID card. We need identification card. This thing you need to anywhere you go to do anything in any island in the world, you need ID card. Why not a very important thing like voting is not mandatory and compulsory for you to show your ID card to show who you
and
are.
I recommend your destiny in life,
We are international people. We are international people which the government invited here to tell us about the elections, and they told us that we are not ready because the list is bloated and the people should have ID card. The people have been asking for that for too long, and the system have been denying us.
The reason why the people not getting electoral reform is because you have the leader of the island, of the political party right now, who is looking like he's very power hungry. Because to me, if he wasn't power hungry, there would be no reason to go clean up the voters list. You have past ministers that probably died since way back in the 80s. Names like Roland David, who is still on the voters list. Yeah, he was a minister for the Freedom
Roland
Party.
was a prominent Dominican. It is impossible to see Roland David name on the list in 2019.
Yeah.
And the people in Newtown, the Labourites that checking the list,
They know that.
People like Sonia Williams, which are long-time Freedomites, should know Roland David has died. And if they allowing names like that to stay on the list, we must wonder, is Mary Eugenia Charles going to vote in this election? Her name could still be on the list.
Who knows? If Roland David's name could be on the list and he died before Mary Eugenia Charles, it's a possibility that her name could be on the list too. We may not probably know about that because we're not from Point Michel. I guess she should be probably registered on one of the Point Michel voters list. But at the end of the course now, why should our government of today, who is in power for almost 20 years, and we have a prime minister that is representing us for 15 years because we have two prime ministers before him who that was died before him. So now he's into power now for like 15 years. Why should you be that desperate to be into power still? You should be comfortable to be in power. You should know if you're doing good for the people and the society, you should be relaxed and when you sit comfortable.
The people who oppose electoral reform, there is no need to oppose electoral reform. Every system has to be overhauled at every opportunity it gets for greater efficiency.
Yeah, I mean, when you
We
look
live in a country where 70,000 people.
Less than that?
The voters list is equivalent to the population of the country. That is impossible. The voters list cannot be cleansed. The voters list needs to be terminated and voter re-registration to be the main focus. In the absence of voter re-registration and a cleansing of the list, the people who oppose electoral reform are only the people in benefit of the government at the present moment.
Now the people who are opposed to the movement itself that we are on, to make sure that there is free and fair election by way of the mandatory use of ID cards and the cleansing of the list. We have a list where it doesn't have dead people on it and all these people that live for almost years and have come back for 10, 15 years. People are not opposed to that. All I can tell them is, I would like to know why. Why would you oppose to something fairness? It's all about fairness. We're not no red and blue. We're just in the middle.
No,
the one that man is just like how that's
blind.
When I watch this situation, I check in my opinion, is the evolution of democracy. Democracy grows, it's not something that's static, it's dynamic.
Yeah, man.
So as a society advances, the laws have to reflect
Advances.
advancement in the society. So you're finding out you have how many diverse different groups. See, take for instance the Rasta in the 70s.
Yeah.
They were persecuted. You check me? You shoot Rasta on side.
For the same kind of
Dread Act.
Yeah.
You check today. you'll find a Rastaman in any
angle.
sector of the society. You check working in bank, working anywhere, anywhere you go, you know. So it's like inclusion, that is democracy. So when it comes to, and you have laws, you have a constitution, right? And the constitution is there to basically give the society that foundation and guidance that it needs to really grow and encompass and include everybody. And you have to have merit too.
Yes.
You check, because you cannot just go doing things based on friendship and, you know, it's like destroying the vibe. So
that's why at the end of it all, when it's all said and done, the constitution needs a full revision. It needs to be revised, and there are things on it that need to be changed. And one of them is where there's the government, who's in power, should not be the one stating when the date of election is. That's one of them. And who is in power should not be the one making decisions about how the election is being run. Like for instance, the observers, they say the observers are not getting invited. That shouldn't be up to nobody. That should be up to OAS. Yeah.
That should be mandatory.
But you know what I mean? It should be nobody should be left out if it's necessary for the thing to be, you know, it's just observers. Why you leave them out?
But Maggie, do you know that since the year 1999, there was a complete constitutional review before Labour Party took office? Labour Party has been in office for 20 years, and Labour Party, with the majority within the parliament, has never sought to make any changes or strengthening of our constitution. It is one thing they haven't developed us economically, but something as strengthening the constitution does not cost money.
No.
It just simply takes them to have the willpower to go to parliament and change it. But they have shelved it in their best interests. Well, the protest has been going on for a number of years. Loftus Duran has been leading the protests for a number of years. We the people, that is? Concerned citizens. Then you had Dr. IP join with We the People. So people have been asking and protesting the fact that we do not have electoral reform as far back as 2011. In fact, in 2011 is when the government initiated electoral reform. We had 2019 and a whole election cycle after, and we still cannot get to electoral reform. So on a particular day, we were passing by and we saw that Loftus didn't have no support. There was no support for an issue that needed supporting.
Yes.
So we decided as young people in the country, we're going to support the movement for freedom of us, freedom for our children, and freedom for the rest of our people, because we recognize what is going wrong. We want it better, so we decide the only way we can want better is to take up the fight for ourselves on our own and lend support to the people who have already been fighting the cause, which is Loftus Duran, Dr. IP, and anybody else in the society who was against the fact that we were going to an election without no reform. We called for people. And when enough people came, we made a statement. And that statement is being heard around the world. Yes, we took a little tear gas. But now everybody knows that we in Dominica are fighting for our right to control our country against an evil government, an evil police station, a corrupt judiciary. We need electoral reform to clean our system. We need electoral reform to clean our system from total corruption. The leaders have failed us. Everybody seems to be compromised by Skerritt's money. The passport money is infected. We do not know what the Commissioner of Police is getting under the table for him to be blocking all those investigations. We do not know what the Commissioner of Police is getting for him to always be threatening the people of Dominica with lethal force. Lethal force. He's always threatening the citizenry with lethal force. We took a stand.
Just intimidate the people.
We will not fear the police. We will not fear the system. We will stand united against corruption and the destruction of our economic way of living.
But on another stance to that, in life, I do believe nobody should live with fear. Because fear is very dangerous to you. And this is why we're living in that situation today, because we have a lot of people that have that level of fear. And there's not even fear too. A lot of people involved in the corruption that I was saying earlier on. We know that not supposed to be involved in this type of things.
System is creating a better society.
So we living in basically what you call a kleptocratic system. From when I look at it, it's friends and...
But the Speaker of the House told you that if you are not red, you are dead in this place.
So
The Speaker of the House,
Right in Parliament.
in Parliament,
See the
what
other
he
day,
said.
Joseph
Isaac, yes.
the man came in our neighborhood and telling us about he fix his boys.
Yeah.
You as a minister, you're not there to fix your boys. Your job is to fix the society, fix the country. You're supposed to be addressing the social and economic, cultural issues, all the different issues that the country facing on a general basis to get rid of certain problems. But to me, when I look at it, 20 years of Labour Party, and I can see all the same social issues, it's like nothing do really fix, nothing do. Yeah,
let me tell you.
You as a man, you go and get assistance from the government. You must go and see the Prime Minister. What kind of a thing is that?
Once you take a stand right now, anybody who take a stand right now, even if you not side in United Workers Party, they will say that you are siding United Workers Party because all the politics, the political system is so divided right now and so dangerous right now. If you speak reality, like you talk about truth and righteousness right now, and it goes
supporting workers.
Yeah.
like you come by anybody and you tell them, boy, I think the voters we need to clean up it because too many dead people name on the
These are workers,
because
bro.
Your workers,
you're not supposed to know these are workers, and nothing to me that getting into me that is nonsense because I don't want to be, because why I feel into myself the people really need to make a stand. Too many times we have to be waiting for politicians to be making decisions in our life, and at the end of the day is we that controlling the politician. The power in people is greater than the power in one man, because when we come together as one, you can never be powerful, more powerful than that amount of us, and it's only you. So we decide to take a stand.
Now the thing about it is that you're always going to find in life where there's an intersection. You do that in school, you have intersection, you know what I mean? So you may have people that want the same thing. That doesn't mean they are affiliated.
Yeah.
And that's what the people need to understand. If I want that and you want that, that don't mean me and you together. It means we want the same thing and we want the right thing. It's not my way or your way, his way. The right way, that's what we want. We want the right way, understand me? You feel? So now, the head of state now need to, you see the people and I'm saying that with what we do in the protest action and stuff like that, it putting the country in bad light, making people over there feel like the country unstable, and we're trying to destabilize the country, alright? They're saying we're trying to destabilize the country and people and them it's looking bad on the economy and the tourists and this and that. Apart from that, it's not us that cause it because we're asking for something. Now the leader, the person who we are asking for it, if he doesn't want that to happen, all he has to do is approach us. Like he can stop it. He doesn't have to go that far for you to go on the radio now and address it. You could address it before it reached that point, and then it will not reach that point. So you cannot blame us if people are protesting. Don't try that. You understand me?
And
you have to address the people. If you address people and say, what you guys want? You have to go and mark you. Not because we are all up 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, midnight, all hours of the morning there means we want the president to come outside in his pyjama on the lawn and talk to us, you know. He doesn't have to come, he can record something.
Yeah,
He can bring it.
He can broadcasting station.
Right. He can broadcast something and you know, he can invite a few of the guys to the White House, to the house, you know, to his house, with all the security, and we sit down and we have a little discussion. Show us a respect, you know what I mean? You know, we select a few people and ask us, guys,
what's the problem, what's the situation, and then that will be, it will never reach the point where it reached for you to come and deal with it. You understand me? So do not try to cast blame on the people that are asking for.
We live in politics.
The man looking for
You know what I mean?
sympathy, boy.
Don't take us for scapegoat. Don't try to use us
At your passport.
and play like it's us that causing anarchy and us that causing disruption. You
Yeah,
can
it's
prevent
you.
it. You can prevent it. They always tell you prevention is better than cure. You understand me? So prevent it by just showing the people respect. You came on the radio, talk, and never even acknowledge what people are asking for. You saying that it's workers that instigating that and trying to, and they don't really want reform. They just want to destabilize the country. That's not true. So what we are asking is simply for the people that are the helm, that are making the decisions, to acknowledge what the people want and address it. Address it, and everything is possible. Don't tell us it's not possible because the parliament is closed and all that kind of thing.
To the people that want to say they condemn the actions of the protesters, they condemn the negative press Dominica getting. To those people, I'm not here you condemning Roosevelt Skerrit for not implementing voters registration. I'm not here you condemning the president for not implementing voter reform. I'm not here you doing any condemning on their side. If you cannot be fair in your condemnation, keep it to yourself. Because it is the Prime Minister of Dominica, in cahoots with the President of Dominica, who are not giving us electoral reform. You people need to condemn those guys, not us. We are the ones who have taken up the plight of our country, while you guys have sat down there enjoying the spoils of war with Skerrit. Our passport money, preferential treatments on the port, preferential contracts, preferential everything, a little money under the table, a little this, a little that, the enjoyment of women on the... If you cannot condemn the cause of the problem, do not have a reason to condemn the effect of the problem. And that goes to every single one of them who says they condemn what we are doing. You do not come out and condemn what is clearly wrong happening in our society. You do not come out and condemn the perversion of justice the commissioner is doing. You do not come out and condemn the perversion of justice that is happening at the judiciary. You do not come out to condemn the complete and utter corruption in the executive of the government. Do not condemn we the people, we Dominicans, for pushing back against an illegal, corrupt government.
I run things in Dominica.
No, we run things in Dominica.